because you hold long bonds. Okay, okay. If you own a bond that's got 30 years to run, and interest rates change, the price of that bond is going to go up or down, because you still got 30 years to go. Okay? That changes in price. If you have a bond that's going to expire next Tuesday, it doesn't matter. Next Tuesday, you're going to get your full money.
Okay, so help me understand, what is the advantage of moving city funds from the current financial arrangement to this proposed arrangement?
For zero additional risk, we get 5 times the interest.
Well, it's not zero additional risk.
The only risk is
the bank is FDIC insured. These these investment pools are not.
But if the government goes down, the FDIC isn't going to be there either. So.
Well, but we said, the government didn't go down when treasury bonds went down and all that stuff. We could go to war, different things could elevate and all that stuff to cause it. My whole deal would be just like in your personal account. You've got some in your savings, you got your investments, and then you got your checking. To me, I think what Dan was saying or whatever is that on this here, it should be that the council agrees with you. Instead of you just make the decision, I think this should just say that the council meets, agrees with you, and then you invest it. I don't think anyone has a problem with you investing it. I just think it should have, where y'all double check it to see, so it's not.
I think there's 2 issues, right? One is whether or not to actually invest it or not.
Yeah.
And the question that's been brought up is whether or not it should be delegated to a single person.
But the key thing, like Larry brought up, look, there's 2 risks. Okay, if we put money in the bank, here's an issue that's going on right now in Texas with the banks. Okay? The banks don't want city money. The banks are telling cities, we don't want your money. They don't want it. In fact, when I talk to cities, when I went through my training, a lot of the cities are struggling because the banks have said, we don't want it. Take it away. We don't want your money.
Why don't they want it?
Good question. So why don't the banks want city money? Just like I said, when does all the money go crashing into the bank account? December and January, when we get all of our tax money. Then what happens during the year? It goes all the way down. They hate that because they're sitting there. They have to provide collateral. They have to go out and collateralize all of our money. We can never be not insured. Remember, what's the FDIC limit? It's $250, right? Well, back before we had 800,000 in the bank. In several, but we're one entity, so we're limited to 250. So what the banks had to do was they had to take bonds of their own, put our name on them, pledge them as collateral. They had to put securities in our name in case the bank failed. That's a pain in the butt. The banks don't want to do that anymore. The banks have said this is too painful to do. They're telling the cities, take your money and keep it. We don't want it. So our problem is that if we start making money, if we get over the 250, it's a problem at the bank. Even though it's FDIC insured, it's only insured for 250. The rest of the money, the banks are now, the state of Texas changed the rules. The banks now give you a letter of credit. So if the bank fails, you have a letter of credit from the bank. It's worth nothing.
Okay, so do we have an issue here that we need to address as far as whether we're going to make a change to this proposal or not?
Can I make a suggestion?
Yeah,
We've had exactly 3 days to look at this. Why don't we digest it for the next meeting? We'll offer some suggestions there. I've got an issue with no oversight. I'll offer some suggestions to modify this and bring it up in next time meeting.
I think it's just on here as a consideration that if we all agree, we pass it. There's some discussion that needs to have, so yeah, let's table it, come back next month.
Okay.
With the intention to pass it next month. As a goal.
We have to pass this. We have to have a policy.
We have to have a policy. We don't have to have this policy exactly as it's.
No.
Yeah.
When I say we come back, we have to pass whatever it's going to be next month.
Yeah, what I'm saying, let's set it as a goal to pass it next month.
Yeah, okay.
As opposed to come in, well, now let's table again, let's not get overruled.
No, because we have to update this. The other thing is the state laws change. We have to modernize this to
Do
catch
we
up.
have a hard stop as far as when this has to be?
No.
We have one in place now.
Yeah, I understand.
We have one that's out of date.
I understand.
Now, the only thing, reason why it wasn't a problem, it was out of date, is because we don't have any investments.
Well, do we need a motion to table number
No,
4?
you just skip it.
They're under consideration, so do we
You-
need a motion to table it?
No, you can table, and that guarantees it comes back next month, or you can take no action, and I'll put it on next month. It's up to you.
Table it, and we'll, if you want any suggestions, we'll submit them to you. Or do you want us to just edit the document?
However you want to handle it, you can submit it to me.
It'd be easier if I could have the original one, just make edits in there and submit the edits.
Okay.
Can I write line a little bit?
Okay,
Are you making a motion to table?
Well, I keep
If I need the next motion, I'll do it, if you just let me know.
no, we don't have to make a motion, we
Y'all
just move
decide
on.
what you want to
It
do.
comes
We'll
back.
put it on next month anyway. Let's move on to the next
You
item.
don't have to.
Okay, move ahead.
So, yeah, I think we're, so where are we at, 6?
5.
I thought we just went
Oh, no, 5 is text. No,
4.
okay, 4 was the investment policy.
Yeah.
So, okay, so do 5.
Okay.
Okay, so what this is, so in order for us to get into this pools, this is the resolution that we have to approve in order for us to be in the pool. So we don't have to do it now, we can do it next month, but that's why this is here.
This is the application.
This, they wrote it, this is that's what they have to do. So in order to get in the pool, you have to provide 2 things. One is this, that's been approved, and the second thing is you have to update your investment policies and provide one that's been passed in the last 12 months. So those 2 go hand in hand. But that's what this is. This is the application, if you will, that goes to the contract. Okay, so that's what that application is. And next month, when you come, what we can talk about on this is, right now, one of the things this has to come up with is who's allowed to call tax pool and do the transaction. Right now, what we have is we have 4 signers that are allowed to sign checks. As far as investments go, I'm the only one authorized right now by prior ordinance to move money around between our bank accounts. So that's a discussion we'll have to have, is whether or not we want to have the 4 signers be allowed to move money around at tax pool, or whether we want to limit that to make it a subset like it is now. Okay, that's a discussion we'll have. Yeah, Larry.
Can you set it up with like a lot of bank accounts that do dual signatures, so you have a check and balance?
Well, the problem is, let's say that, let's say that's got the reserve fund in it, and now we're going to do a CapEx project, so we got to move the $20,000 to pay the CapEx project. What we do is we go online. We go online and we do an ACH and just hit a transfer in the button.
So it's
And off it goes. It's all
not set
electronic.
up so it's not dependent on people being right here in the building to keep it.
So that's where, for one of the controls that we've had in the past was that our embezzlement, the person that stole money for 7 or 8 years here, that stole all the money back in 2000 to 2007, so a big embezzlement, was because she kept the bank account open. The city secretary kept an extra bank account open when they moved banks. And what she did is she kept depositing, she siphoned off utility bills and deposited them in this other bank account because she was authorized to open and close bank accounts. And nobody looked. So she kept the bank account open and then linked a credit card to it, and for a decade, stole money. Never found out, because there was no audits. And finally confessed, otherwise,
All right.
she wouldn't be doing it now. But anyway, so that's why we limit who can open and close bank accounts. That's why that's limited, because how would you know? If Linda decided to open a bank account on her own, it was legal, she intercepts the mail. That's how the other one did the investment. Yes, ma'am?
So this document is who will be able to do the actual transaction?
Yeah.
Correct? So for segregation of duty,
Yeah.
I would like to propose that the person making the investment decision not be the person that does the transaction. I think to have segregation of duty there would be good. So I'd like to make that proposal.
I don't know how that
Well,
works.
that would be normal. That's exactly what you would normally do. A lot of times it takes Larry's position when you actually have you have a person who executes and a person that approves it, so you have a dual separation.
Correct.
And that's kind of normal transactions like this.
Right, that's my
That-
recommendation
that's
on the
my
investment
concern.
side.
Yeah, I have to figure out how that works exactly, because it's electronic. That's why I'm a
So
little...
you just put
Well, you
a
just set
different
aside
person
Ed
saying.
and Ed would do it for, I mean,
No, no,
what y'all
it's-
need,
It's
it's.
two.
that's
The second
right.
person has.
Well,
to
the two, yeah.
It's
Yeah, I mean,
two
one of the,
accounts.
when we talk with the auditor, because obviously I converse with the auditor a lot. And one of the issues we have is segregation of duties. We don't have people. Linda does the deposit. Linda also takes it to the bank. Linda also enters in QuickBooks. We don't have accountants and we don't have a lot. So the way that I work with the auditor, the way that we handle that is we have so many bank accounts so that the operating accounts and the reserve accounts are all different. And so she can't get into the reserve accounts, but she can write checks. I can get in the reserve accounts, but I'm not the check writer. So that's what the auditor says. As long as you don't keep a lot of money in the checking accounts, that's okay that she's writing the checks and paying the
Right, we're
bills. And,
mitigating risk, but this will be the big account here. So I would
That's
just
right.
like to propose we have a segregation.
right, so that's why we have different accounts.
It would still be the same number of accounts. We have,
Right.
we still maintain the same number of accounts, just not at Point Bank, as part of this pool.
But we can, okay, so we'll hash that out, next time.
This-
So
this
that
item-
resolution,
This item carries over because we didn't do anything with it.
yeah, right, I just gave that, that's why that's in there, is because they go part and parcel together, as far as the pool goes. All right, 6, discussion of dark skies. Okay, so what this is, Clint and I started having some discussions, oh gosh, a couple months ago, about the concrete roads. Because we were meeting the engineers and we're trying to figure out, I think they're 4 years out, but just like when we put in the mains and the fire hydrants, we want to start thinking way in advance, because once the concrete roads are in, is not the time to say, hey, maybe we should put in some street lights. It's too late. We're not going to saw cut the concrete. So we just had some generic discussions, me and Clint, about getting way out there, trying to think down the road, the things we're going to do. And then I started thinking about the street lights. Because in the shores, there are street lights. Now, they're in weird places, like the intersections. And, the question is, they were put in over 20 years ago. They're not efficient. I'm not sure they're even pretty. But, should we have extra ones? Should we have different, let's start thinking about those. And the more I started thinking about it, I remembered one of our former council members saying that, what she really liked about this side of town over here was the fact that the lights were dim. You could actually go out at night and see the stars or whatever. I'll take her word for that. But the idea is that if we're going to have to put in new street lights, if we're going to modernize the street lights, if that's something we want to do, there's what's called the Dark Skies Initiative. And what that is it's an international organization. There's only, I think, one city in Texas that's certified. It's very hard to get. What it does is it eliminates, through technology, the light pollution. You still have lights. It's just instead of going up, they go down. And then anti-glare, there's technology which makes it that you cut the light pollution. And I thought with our small town, that would be a pretty cool thing. There is not one city in the Metroplex that has any dark skies initiatives, not a one. And I met with CoServe to say, we need your partnership in this. You're the power company. We need your help. Because we want to do this with you. That's part of it. You got to get buy-in from a utility company. They're the ones that own the lights. We don't own those lights. Even the ones in the shores, we don't own them. The developer gives them to the power company. The power company owns them. Okay. So I talked with CoServe and I said, so all the subdivisions like Prosper and Aubrey and all these ones that are in their subdivisions, they make the new builders put this in, right? So minimize the light pollution. You make them do that. Nope. Not one city makes the new developers even do that. That's nuts. That's crazy. So I think it'd be really cool to be the first city in the Metroplex, the second city in all of Texas, to do this. So that's kind of, thinking down the road, because do we even want lights in the shores? I don't know. We have 4 years to figure it out. But I think this dark sky stuff, small town, kind of country, the woods, the animals, I think it fits with us. I think it'd be pretty cool. CoServe is on board. They think it's pretty neat. Nobody's ever done it.
Are they
So-
willing to pick up the whole bill?
CoServe doesn't volunteer to pick up many bills. They,
I have a connection there, so we can reach out to that too.
okay, great. You know, because, you know, one of the things I asked CoServe when they were here, I said, you know, could you just go through town? We've got lights on poles. Out here on this, you know, on the big telephone poles, right? What's their purpose? Some of them are yellow, some of them are white, some of them are shielded, some of them don't work. Like, what's their role? You know, I mean, we're not reading maps as we drive down High Ridge. I mean, you know, we have no coherent theme. Everything is ad hoc and random. There are lights in the middle of the block over here. They're hanging off poles in people's backyards. Why is that there? Right? So I've asked CoServe to think about, if they could come through town and inventory the town. And say, in a modern subdivision, what lights would you have? Not what do we got, what would you have? Because I think most of those lights down High Ridge are useless. They're 30 feet up the top of a pole. And I don't know what their purpose is.
But the reason they're there is because the electricity has a junction box that needs to be worked on. If you take a look at an electrician, there's certain codes that go into it. So they have to light where those boxes are so things can be spotted from the road.
So, you know, part of the Dark Skies initiative is to just try and minimize the light pollution. So I think, you know, thinking down the road, we know the lights in the shores are a problem. They're old, they're inefficient, they're fantastic at collecting bugs. They are the world's best bug trap.
Neighborhood watch used to,
The neighborhood watch looked at, we've got some that are out, I guess, and
yeah, there's quite a few of them, and we sent the list to CoServe, there's a way to address that problem. And that's from a safety standpoint.
So-
You're right about light pollution.
you know, what's the,
Watch, I would like to have streetlights, I mean, we don't have to have them like every 5 feet, but like one every here and there, but I like the idea of having them down for
Yeah.
the less light pollution, but also from a safety standpoint, you can still see.
The crime is on the ground, not the sky.
Yeah, but like have them, but still have lights.
those new
I like
drones?
putting them just-
yeah, because you know, if you, the funny thing in the shores is they're at the intersections, which means on Stowe, it's 1,600 feet between poles.
Mhm.
On Cary, because of all the cross streets and the cul-de-sacs, they're like every 400 feet. So there's 5 on Cary, there's 1 on, you know, Melody Lane has 1 on each end. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
But I guess, what's the council's view? Anybody have any?
I like the idea. I think, you know, having consistent theme throughout town, this is, again, you know, learning from the previous road project, there are some things we could do better, and I think this is one of, you know, this is the right time to consider it. So yeah, I mean, if CoServe's willing to kind of take a look at it, they're not out of pocket any money, they're just talking, so.
So, not out of pocket any money, can I make one suggestion? No, can we put, and I'll donate the sign, coming in here that says no lake, and I know we have that little
Yeah.
thin one that says no lake access,
There's 2 of them out in the room right now.
but I'm saying, one underneath the deal that says Lakewood, we've reduced probably 20%. I mean, by our houses, every single weekend, there's 25, 30 cars per day making that lap. Just to help our roads, to reduce what's there, do something underneath that that just says no public access, you know, that's big and all that.
I agree with that. I think once they're in on Lake Crest, it's too late. I think we need to approve the signage on El Dorado before they make the turn in.
I
So,
think Blue
I
Hills
agree with-
sign.
But even if they turn in, they'll make that little loop around.
Yeah, we
Yeah, they need to market.
that's on our radar.
Yeah.
That's for sure on the radar.
So
They're not willing to donate it just to keep the amount of cars out of there. you
No,
know,
I
so-
agree. There's a sign on El Dorado. It's obviously not effective.
Yeah.
We just,
Well, the Lakewood sign too is blocked. I keep wanting to stop and cut it because you don't even see the Lakewood arrow because the tree's over it
oh.
coming from 35 or whatever.
Okay.
So But it's-
Anyhow.
Okay,
when
let's
you
go
read
back
that
up.
little elm stuff, it makes it look like it's here.
Yeah.
So it's,
Okay, do you have any discussion on this? I know, not out of pocket, just before I go further down the lane with CoServe.
The only thing I would add is, and I know I've said this repeatedly before, but anytime we do any initiative, we should have a project plan. And this one will be a very basic, very simple thing, but just start time, end time, total cost. We know the benefits, I think the benefits are real clear, but I think that should just be presented so that when the people are out looking on the website, they can say, hey, how's our dark sky project going? You can get an update on that. And we should really be doing that for fire hydrants, anything that has cost involved. Because while this looks pretty good right now, you never know what the cost might be, right? So I think we just need to be able to be a little more cognizant. of that.
Right now, we've had one discussion with CoServe, and the idea is, so you gotta do things sequentially. If CoServe said, hell no, we don't care, it's our poles, don't touch our poles, game, set, match, we're over.
It never makes it on the agenda.
That's right, it wouldn't be here. So CoServe's on board. Next question. I think it's a pretty cool thing. I think it's a great marketing tool for Lakewood. I think it's pretty cool. That's me. Next question is, council, do you want me to run with it? To take the next step, which is actually contacting the organization, getting their technical, Horseshoe Bay is the only other city that has this. I met the manager of Horseshoe Bay. So he gave me some tips. He said, call me up, I'll run you through the whole thing. So I haven't contacted him because I didn't want to put the cart before the horse. But I'm willing to run with this ball if you guys are okay. Right now, there's no money, there's no expenses, there's no nothing, just my time.
But again, you're not saying no street lights, you're just saying street lights that'll be.
No glare, right? It gets rid of sky pollution.
Right.
And obviously I'll get more parameters from that.
So right now, you just want us to give you like, I guess, an okay for you to get more information.
It's just a directional to say.
Yeah, I'm gonna spend my time on this unless you tell me, don't bother.
I'm not interested.
Right.
Okay.
So, to state it another way, Mark, I'm very interested in it. I think it would be worth it.
Okay.
See where it goes.
Actually, Mark, I'd like to volunteer to take the lead on this project.
That's great.
Awesome.
It's good. I'll hook you up. CoServe guys, and I've got to tell you, the CoServe guys, we've had some serious issues with CoServe, some power problems. They came here with 6 people, including the vice president, when I called the meeting to discuss some things, and they were incredibly attentive, friendly. They jumped right on everything we brought up. So I think they're really trying to make amends for some problems we had.
And if you get a roadblock on that, I've got a real good buddy that's real high up in Costa. So, I mean, I think we could get them to pay for this for the marketing part for their side.
Exactly.
We get the side benefit of them using us as the, so.
Yeah, I think that's exactly the goal. I told them, we're partners in this. I want to be in CoServe Magazine. Okay, we're going to be partners in this. Okay, so that's the idea with Dark Sky. So I don't know when I'll get back to you on it. I'll just get more information. Or no, Ed will. I'll hand it off to Ed.
I've already done a little bit of research, not to correct Mark, but there are 8 places in Texas that have received designation. The 2 cities are Dripping Springs and Horseshoe Bay. There are 4 parks and 2 residential developments. But there's a lot of information. In fact, there's a Texas organization as well that I've made a contact with already and haven't hooked up with. So
Great. All right.
I'll get your contact, and Brett, I'll get your contact as well.
Okay. All right, very good. All right, next up, minutes. Anybody have any corrections on the minutes? Does one look good? Do I have a second? One looks good? I have a motion and a second, looking
I
good?
motion that looks good.
Okay, so, all those in favor?
I'm sorry, who was the second?
Ed,
Who was the
Ed.
motion?
Gary,
Gary.
then Ed.
Okay.
Both looks good.
Looks good, was the motion. Good.
Okay.
Okay. Then, all right, we got, all in favor, aye? Okay, so everybody agree. All right. So what we're going to do now is we're going to, in accordance with Texas Government Code 551-001, the town will recess an executive session. That's the following, 551-071. Consultation with attorney on the matter was to do the attorney government by the Texas Display Rules of Professional Conduct, state bar clearly conflicts with this chapter. Discuss or deliberate commercial or financial information the town of Village has received from a business prospect, town seeks to locate, stay, or expand. Enter the territory of the town of Lakewood Village, which the town is conducting economic development negotiations and or delivered the offer of financial or incentives to the business prospect, 551-072 Texas Government Code, deliberations about real property, and 551-074 Government Code to wit personnel matters, evaluation of the town secretary, annual review. Which means Linda gets to eat cake. All right, so we are out of here in executive session at 9:10.